Hello and welcome to an India First special that comes to you from the Kashmir Valley. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We have the biggest team of correspondents spread across Jammu and Kashmir to get you the latest. And there are very contrasting images that are emerging from Jammu and Kashmir. So in Nowshera, while you had reports of situation at the line of control in Kashmir, take a look at what's happening. 3 images we put out on your television screen. You have a large number of tourists who are coming to the Kashmir Valley, and that's a big positive. That's point number 1. Point number 2, a Hurriyat leader who's wanted for the murder of 20 Kashmiri Pandits, Bitta Karate. He was interrogated by the NIA, National Investigation Agency, in Srinagar today, and India Today correspondents, we buttonholed him to get facts out of Bitta Karate. Also on India First and India Today exclusive, there is a big threat to the Amarnath Yatra, this time from foreign terrorists more than local terrorists. Abu Dujana may have escaped, but Abu Dujana is a marked man, Lashkar's most wanted terrorist, and this is coming from the most authoritative source, the Inspector General of CRPF operations in the Kashmir Valley, Zulfikar Hasan. The Amarnath Yatra will begin shortly. There is a terror threat. What compounds the threat is the fact that it's going to be 1 year since Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist Burhan Wani was killed. Now, that anniversary and the Amarnath Yatra, they will be coinciding. There are between 80 and 100 terrorists in South Kashmir. There are several foreign terrorists who appear to be coming into this area. You've seen an image of several terrorists getting themselves photographed together. So how does this all add up? When you join the dots, what's the picture? The most authoritative voice from the security forces joins me on India First. I interviewed Zulfikar Hasan, the Inspector General of CRPF operations in Kashmir. Let's listen in. 30 terrorists getting themselves photographed together, barely 40 kilometers from where we are, has been a cause for serious concern. With me is Zulfikar Hasan, Inspector General Operations of the CRPF Kashmir. Sir, 30 terrorists getting themselves photographed together, armed to the teeth. What signal are they sending? Are they trying to create a liberated zone?
I wouldn't agree with that thing, because liberated zones are zones where the forces can't enter. There's not a single inch of South Kashmir where the forces can't enter. We can enter any place, anytime, at will. So there's no question of liberated zones. As far as these 30 terrorists getting them photographed, well, earlier this year, all the security forces together have eliminated more than 30 terrorists. So we are hot in their heels, and people who've got themselves photographed, I think we'll get them sooner than later.
They're marked men, you say you'll get them sooner than later. Barely a couple of, 24 hours earlier, you had Abu Dujana, Lashkar's most wanted terrorist, trapped. But apparently, there was stone pelting, he managed to escape. So what can you tell us about that, sir? How big a threat is that?
The operations happen. I mean, at times we achieve our target. At times, they fail. Stone pelting definitely is a challenge, especially after March, after successes earlier this year. Stone pelting is now being used as a method to escape, to help these terrorists escape. So we've repeatedly requested the people not to come, peaceful citizens of Kashmir, not to come when there's stone melting, and to some extent we have succeeded. However, we'll do whatever is required to remove this threat of people trying to help terrorists to escape. We have a strategy in place, and we'll make sure that stone pelting does not allow the terrorists to escape.
Will we see more robust rules of engagement? Are there clear instructions to eliminate terror, to bring peace?
See, our instructions are age-old. I mean, the police forces, they operate on an instruction which is very clear that we react to the situation. We'll use the force which is required, the minimum force which is required to in any operation. So we'll follow that, and that is good enough for us.
Do you anticipate a really hot 2017 in the coming months?
2017 will definitely be a challenging year for all the security forces deployed in the valley. And we engage the youth. I think very quietly the CRPF has been engaging the youth, counseling them. and showing them the right path. And I'm happy to say that most of the youth we have interacted with are very intelligent, and they realize that the Burhan Wani way is not the right path. And I'm very confident that in the coming years the youth of the valley will come around, and they'll be with India.
Okay, the Amarnath Yatra, that's going to start shortly. That's also the time that will be the first year of terrorist Burhan Wani being killed. What are intelligence inputs indicating, and what are countermeasures?
The Amarnath Yatra crosses through the national highway, which has always been a threat. So whether the Amarnath Yatra definitely would be a tough challenge for us. Our plans are in place to conduct a peaceful Amarnath Yatra. Historically, the Amarnath Yatra has always posed serious security threats. At the same time, I would like to say historically, the people of Kashmir have supported the Yatra and ensured that the Yatra passes off peacefully. So we expect to get a lot of support from the people living across the areas that the Yatra would pass. And we have also requisitioned extra forces which the Ministry of Home Affairs will provide to us. So I'm sure that the Yatra will, despite the challenges, it will pass off peacefully.
Is there an apprehension that terrorists could target either security forces, and especially foreign terrorists? Is the threat more from local terrorists or foreign terrorists to the Yatra and to the security forces and the Yatris?
The threat definitely is more from the foreign terrorists, because definitely it's the foreign terrorists who may target. They normally target the security forces because a lot of security forces are deployed, so they'll definitely target the security forces. In the past, the Yatri camps or even the Yatra itself has been attacked, but each time it has been attacked, those terrorists have been eliminated. So I'm sure this time, with our very robust security arrangement, the Yatra should go through unscathed.
So for the moment, many thanks for speaking to India Today.
Thank you, Gaurav.
IG operations of the CRPF telling India Today there is a threat to the Amarnath Yatra, but effective countermeasures already in place. With cameraman Kirpal Singh in South Kashmir, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. But on the broadcast, I want to get you twin realities of the Kashmir Valley. On the one hand, you have stone pelting, you have anti-terrorist operations. Terrorists may escape, they may be caught. But look at the other picture, and that's the bright picture, and that's the future of Kashmir. A large number of tourists flocking to the tourist destinations in Srinagar, whether it's the Dal Lake along the boulevard or you have the Nishat Gardens. Not one, not two, not 10, not 20, but hundreds, perhaps thousands of tourists, both local, both from not just Srinagar but across the Kashmir Valley and from across the length and breadth of India. I caught up with some tourists and asked them, are they scared? They are not. They're looking forward to a lovely summer. The iconic Nishat Garden in Srinagar, also called the Garden of Gladness, built in the 17th century by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan's father-in-law. The Nishat Garden, Shalimar and Chashme-Shahi these days seeing a large number of tourists, both school students, families in Srinagar and also tourists from across the length and breadth of this country. The Nishat Garden and also the Dal Lake across seeing a large number of tourists. Let's go and talk to them and find out whether Srinagar invites them or scares them. Let's find out. And with us some tourists from Kolkata. Sir, what brings you to the Nishat Garden?
Actually, we read a lot about this from books. Son and daughter, they visited already here. Both of them are now staying at USA. They have advised us to come.
But you're not scared of visiting this place? यहाँ आने के लिए डर नहीं लगता?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं.
बिल्कुल डर नहीं लगता?
बिल्कुल नहीं.
लेकिन वो जो इतना दिखाते हैं कि टेंशन है.
Most of the times, what is ventilating in the newspaper, they exaggerating, interfere for the selling of the newspaper.
So you are not scared of coming here?
Definitely.
You're enjoying yourself?
हमको अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत मजा लग रहा है हम लोग को इधर.
डर नहीं लग रहा?
कुछ डर नहीं लग रहा, कुछ ये नहीं लग रहा, हम लोग बिंदास घूम रहे हैं.
Also with us, a family from Goa to Kashmir. You know, there's so much that we read about what's happening in Kashmir, we see on television. You've got your entire family here. No fear?
Actually, from last 15 years, I am thinking to come here in this Kashmir, but I was little bit scared because I see a lot of news on the media, social media and all. So मेरे फैमिली को इधर लाने के लिए मेरे को डर लगता था, लेकिन मैंने एक किया, आई थॉट एंड कि आने का इधर कश्मीर में, लेकिन जब इधर आया तो हालात बहुत ही अच्छे हैं, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है इधर जी।
With us here, several families from Delhi, the capital of India. Where are you from? What's your name?
My name is Navya Wadhwa. I am from Delhi.
Excellent. How long have you been here?
1 week.
You've been here for 1 week, but aren't you scared of being in Srinagar?
No, it's very safe.
So whenever you travel, when you go to different places, don't you feel scared? There's so much that's coming about, either pelting or terrorism and these issues.
This is all fake. I think this is the safest place. Every tourist should visit Kashmir every time, every year, once in every vacation.
So the tourists are very, very happy. I spoke to a large number of tourists and will continue to do that. They're super excited about being in Kashmir Valley. Not just Srinagar. They've been going to Gulmarg, they've been going to Pahalgam, they've been to Khillanmarg, Sonmarg, and they intend to go all the way to Kargil and also Leh. Some of the brave ones want to go all the way to Siachen. But I now want to shift focus to a very serious story, and that is Bitta Karate, known once as the butcher of Kashmiri Pandits. Now, he confessed on India Today cameras, News Track cameras, that he had killed 20 Kashmiri Pandits. Today, we confronted him as he finally emerged to face the National Investigation Agency once again on an India Today report about how they were seeking money, demanding money to fuel unrest in the Kashmir Valley.
The self-confessed murderer of Kashmiri Pandits, Bitta Karate. Grilled by the NIA in Srinagar after India Today's Hurriyat truth tapes exposed him for links with Pakistan. A day after the government assured India Today that the Bitta Karate case files will be reopened, the cornered separatist bravado was all gone. 3 India Today correspondents confronted Bitta Karate as he went in for another round of grilling by the NIA.
But you accepted the fact that you killed at least 20 people, beyond which you lost count of how many you killed. Don't you think you should be behind?
Do you accept that you work at behest of Pakistan?
Don't you think you should be behind bars, sir? Don't you think you should be behind bars?
I did not kill anybody.
You take fund from Pakistan, you working for Pakistan?
No, my dear brother, I am working for Kashmiris. I am against burning schools.
So you killed the innocent lives here in Kashmir. You killed the Kashmiri Pandits.
I did not.
So the case is reopened.
You accepted on camera that you killed Kashmiri Pandits.
I did not kill single Kashmiri.
But you said that you killed.
They are my brothers.
You said that you don't care even if you're hanged. You said on camera that you don't bother.
That interview was under duress.
What do you have to say about what has been caught on confession on camera? What do you have to say about that?
Ma'am, right now, investigation is going on. I don't want to comment anything right now.
For a man who boasted of mercilessly killing Kashmiri Pandits, Bitta Karate is now singing a different tune. India Today has nailed Bitta Karate's lies each time. Listen in how he first confessed to murder, then admitted to be a paid stooge of Pakistan, and now blatantly denying being part of any barbarity.
पहला जिस आदमी को पहले आपने जान से मारा वो कौन था?
पहला मर्डर मैंने सतीश को मारा।
सतीश कौन?
सतीश कुमार टिक्कू।
कौन था ये?
जो ऊपर से मतलब ऑर्डर दिया गया कि उसको हिट करो, मैंने किया।
ऑर्डर दे किसी को मार दो, आप मार देते थे?
हाँ जी।
चाहे वो कोई भी हो?
कोई भी हो।
अगर वो कहता है कि अपने सगे भाई को जान से मार डालो?
जी, मैं वो मार देता।
पाकिस्तान से जो फंडिंग होती है वो सिर्फ गिलानी की बात आती है, वो आप लोगों को पैसा देता है?
हर एक को आता है। अब गिलानी के
सबका अलग अलग आता है?
नहीं, गिलानी के पास जो है उनको आता है अलग अलग सबको। कभी कभार गिलानी के पास आता है, कभी कभार उनके पास आता है।
किसके पास? यासीन मलिक?
हाँ, नहीं, उसका अलग आता है। यासीन मलिक
आपके पास अलग आता है पाकिस्तान से या इन लोगों से लेते?
नहीं, हमें अलग आता है।
आपने कैमरे पर माना कि आपने मासूम कश्मीरियों की जान ली है।
इसमें कोई सदाकत नहीं है।
गृह मंत्रालय आपके खिलाफ फाइल खोलने जा रहा बेटा कराटे, आपको सजा हो सकती है। आप मान रहे कि आपने सारे गुनाह किए हैं?
देखिए मेरे भाई, अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है।
You work at behest of Pakistan.
Don't you think you should be behind bars, sir? Don't you think you should be behind bars?
I did not kill anybody.
But the cry to put him behind bars is getting louder.
हमारे देश में हमारे लोगों पे इतने अत्याचार हुए हैं, उसको अगर न्याय दिलाने के लिए हमने अगर कदम नहीं डाला तो हमने कहीं ना कहीं गलती की है। हमसे गलती होगी, हम वो छोड़ेंगे नहीं। जैसे मौके सामने आ रहे हैं, जो बातें सामने आ रही है, वो मामला दबेगा नहीं।
ये राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा का मामला है, ये कश्मीर का मामला है, ये स्वाभिमान का मामला है, ये हत्या का मामला बनता है, ये मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का मामला बनता है। और ख़ास करके पाकिस्तान से पैसा यहाँ आया है, फंडिंग यहाँ आया है, तो अब हमको चुप नहीं बैठना चाहिए, उसको तुरंत अरेस्ट करना चाहिए और जो सच है वो देश के सामने लाना चाहिए।
Clearly, Bitta Karate's days as a free man are numbered. After 11 years, the families of those who were murdered in cold blood by Bitta Karate are once again hopeful of getting justice. With Kamaljeet Sandhu, Ashutosh Mishra and Anindo Banerjee in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today's Ashutosh Mishra now joins me for more on the story. Ashutosh, what is NIA's line of questioning? The 70 crore rupees demand or the murder of the 20 Kashmiri Pandits or both?
For the moment, Gaurav, the investigation by the National Investigative Agency is focused on the amount, the 70 crore amount that he has accepted to taking from Pakistan to fuel this orchestrated unrest here in the valley. We also heard the sources from PMO that government likely to reopen all the murder cases against the files related to this deadliest butcher of this valley, that he killed more than 20 people. But at this moment, NIA is probing the Pakistan funding to these separatists here in the valley.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. And that brings us to a big question of the day. Why is it when the Hurriyat stands so exposed in the Kashmir Valley and across the length and breadth of this country, some people insist on engaging with the Hurriyat conference, including leaders like Manishankar Ayyar and also intelligentsia like Air Vice Marshal Kapil Kak and others. Let's take a look at Anindo Banerjee's report.
Terror attack on a police camp in Shopia. 3 civilians injured in a grenade blast. A PDP leader shot in cold blood in Srinagar. Terrorists trained by Pakistan running amok in valley. And their Kashmiri handlers unmasked by India Today. We have exposed the double role of separatist leaders in Kashmir, seeking a political solution on one hand, and on the other hand, actually fueling unrest in the valley. There may be proof on camera. There may be an NIA investigation. But for some time, including top politicians, this isn't enough reason to shun and isolate the separatist. A delegation led by Congress's Manishankar Ayyar is in the valley meeting top Hurriyat leaders. This isn't the first time that Netas have quoted India's enemies. And even the BJP, while lecturing the Congress, is guilty of engaging separatists. But the Ayyar-led delegation is talking to separatists at a time when the NIA is probing Hurriyat leaders for taking money from Pakistan to fuel unrest. The probe ordered after an India Today expose. Former Home Minister Shivraj Patil even claimed ignorance of the horrors perpetrated by Bitta Karate, one of those exposed on India Today cameras.
I have no information about this case, and the gentleman to whom this confession was made has not also brought it to the notice of anybody who was working in my office, not in Home Ministry, in my office or to me.
What more proof do our Netas need? Why are they so resolute on having talks with Pakistani agents? With Ashutosh and Kamaljeet Sandhu in Srinagar and Supriya Bharadwaj in Delhi. Bureau Report, India Today.
In what capacity are they engaging with the Hurriyat? I want to quickly bring in India Today's Anandya Banerjee. Anandya, the government has made it very clear, not talking to Hurriyats. They are the ones who take money to fuel unrest. That's what India Today's sting operations showed. Why are they talking to the Hurriyat?
Question, Gaurav, at this point of time, and even as we we have many questions for the opposition, particularly the Congress represented by Manishankar Iyer, but also Hina Bhatt, who represents BJP, also happened to be a part of a roundtable conference on Kashmir Day yesterday. Having said that, till 2 p.m. today, Manishankar Iyer didn't have an appointment from Hurriyat Hawk Shahid Ali Shah Gilani, and he met Shabir Shah, Mirwaiz Umar Farooq and Gilani, and brazened it out and not even talked to the media. So clearly questions are going to be raised against why this why talk and why this back channel opening of talks with the Hurriyat in the first place.
India will continue to ask, yes, India will continue to ask tough questions of this. When I began this India First broadcast on a positive note, large number of tourists coming to Kashmir Valley, I want to end on a positive note, and that is India's daughter returning home. Sushma Swaraj described Uzma, an Indian national who had gone to Pakistan, married at gunpoint there. She requested she be brought back. JP Singh, India's Deputy High Commissioner, to back, as did some other officials. She returned home. On that good note, I leave you with these images. Many thanks for watching India First. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.